I will be doing a quick tank review on the Japanese Tier 7 super heavy tank Zeoni. This vehicle, it is not that bad of a heavy nor a good one either. It is just average. And it shows in the stats as well. It is good in certain areas and bad in others. It's a okay heavy at this tier if you play it to the vehicle's strengths and weaknesses. Let's get into the vehicle stats now. The vehicle stats when the machine is fully upgraded, it is not that great nor bad. Hit points 1550 hit points. That is a lot of hit points, especially if you know how to angle your armor well enough. To put that into comparison, that is a lot of hit points at tier 7. The IS-6 at tier 8 have the same amount of hit points. The T-54 have a bit more hit points, but it's a tier above the IS-6. So the Oni have a good chunk of hit points for being a tier 7 machine. This vehicle, as it is a super heavy tank, it had the weight of 1, the size of 1, and the advantages / disadvantages of being 1 as well. So expect to be hit quite often by artillery because you're a big target for arty. You will be needing every single horsepower to ton that you can get out of the engine you have. That is the 1200 horsepower engine. The horsepower to ton ratio is about 11.5 horsepower to 1 ton. That is not bad nor good. That means you can easily reach the vehicle top speed of 25 kilometers whenever you are going downhill or whenever you are on flat terrain going in a straight line at times. This vehicle, it is not that fast nor slow for a super heavy tank due to the engine it have. The hull and the turret traverse are decent at 18 degrees. The armor here, it is quite good in the front and rear. This is where the majority of the armor is. If you just angle the armor in the rear and front well enough, you can ricochet most tier guns that are at the same tier or below. But when it comes to tier 7 up guns that you are going to be facing up against, they can penetrate you easily enough, but you can ricochet their rounds still if you know how to angle the armor. The armor, it is quite angled in the front, so it will be more than the armor value stated, unless if you angle it too far to one end, then the armor effectiveness will be reduced by a bit due to the angling, how that affects the armor value as well. The armor in the front is 175 for the hull. Remember, the mini turrets have the same armor as the turret, so they're well armored as well. The side 70, that can be penned easily enough. One tactic that I've seen people using against the Oni is hug the Oni side and just shoot at the side of the hull because it's the weakest part. This is where having a ally close by to shoot at the tank hugging you come into play, and especially handy if you want to get rid of them. Rear is 150, but if you just angle it well enough, you can ricochet around with it still. The gun mantlet is where most of the armor is, and it's quite thick. The armor in the front of the turret, it is angled. When it comes to the side parts, 200 millimeters. Side 150, rear 150. The weak spots of the machine are the lower plate. It is not a weak spot. It is quite thick down there. The machine gun port, the observation port here, and the hatch here is a weak spot. If you do have the height advantage, the top of the tank, it is a weak spot as well. So you can penetrate the top part of the tank anywhere easily enough if you have the height advantage. Also, if you are in a Oni facing another Oni, you can easily shoot the Kepler here as well. The gun depression, it is good and it's bad. 10 degrees downward and 20 degrees up. The gun depression, it is bad due to the size of the vehicle. So if a vehicle get up close and personal to you and they're hugging you, some of the times you will have a problem getting your gun aimed down to them if they're hugging you based upon the size of the vehicle. Be careful about that. The gun on the vehicle that I am using is the 10cm gun. It is not that bad of a gun, nor a good one. It have a decent rate of fire, okay pen, damage output, it is okay. The aiming time and the accuracy is not that good either. The view range, it is okay, 380 meters. The single range, it is okay for this tier at 550 meters. Let's cover the research part now. The research for the vehicle, it's an easy tank to go through when it comes to researching the modules on the tank. But based upon the matchmaking and the teams you get, it will vary from person to person how long it will take for you to go through the Oni to get to the O-hole. Let's begin off with the tracks. If you are going to be mounting all of the equipment onto the Oni, you will be needing the second pair of tracks. From the first pair to the second, the whole traverse increased from 16 to 18. The top engine, you would have this unlocked already on the OI Experimental. Use this right away because it's the best engine on the vehicle. The top radio, the Type 3 Otsu, you would have this already unlocked on any vehicle that uses this. You only have one turret to use, so no second one to unlock. Now, whenever you get to the Oni, you will have the first gun already unlocked. This gun, it is not that great nor bad. You have a choice of two guns that you're going to be using until you get to the top gun. The 10cm gun, it is not that great nor bad. The rate of fire is decent, the pen could be better, the damage output per a round is okay, the accuracy and the aiming time is not that great. But the howitzer here is a fun gun to use still on the Oni. It is not the best nor the worst gun on the Oni. This is a howitzer, so you can have fun with its howitzer still. Especially if you have a good match when you can easily pen everything with heat or HE, you can do a lot of damage with the howitzer here. But then again, this is a howitzer with howitzer stats. So loading time, accuracy, and aiming time is terrible. But whenever you do get to the top gun, this gun, it is a slightly improved version of the 10cm gun that you begin off with. The only difference between these two are the rate of fire is decreased by a bit, the pen and the damage increase, the accuracy and the aiming time is roughly the same. So both of these 10cm guns perform the same though, but the 10cm gun is pretty good. So when you do have both of these guns unlocked, it is personal preference on which one of these two guns you want to use while you're grinding the necessary experience to the Oho. The howitzer is quite good if you just want to have a big drip gun that do a lot of damage. Even if you just fire HE at a enemy tank that you cannot penetrate, you will be doing damage still. But the 10 centimeter gun, it is slightly better because you have better pen, the rate of fire is slightly better. You can have roughly around 6 rounds per minute in theory. The damage output is not that great, but if you can land and penetrate all of the shots you are shooting at the enemy tank with, you can do a good amount of damage with this gun. By day's end, it is personal preference which one of these two guns you want to use to get to the Oho with. The Oho, I will eventually do the review for it when I get to it. Let's cover how are you going to be using this machine, the consumables, the ammo layout, and the equipment. Now, let's cover the Oni matchmaking. As a Tier 7 machine, you will be having Tier 7 matchmaking. That is between Tier 7 to Tier 9. Whenever you are top tier and play to the vehicle's strengths and weaknesses, you can do quite well in the machine. But whenever you are in Tier 8 to Tier 9 matches, you can do well enough if you know what you are doing. This is something I forgot to mention. The Oni, from the side and from the front, if a round can penetrate either side, the crew and the modules can be damaged easily enough. So be careful about that. The main modules that tend to get knocked out easily enough is the engine, the ammo rack, and the tracks. Now, the crew members that tend to get knocked out easily enough is the loader. This machine, if the vehicle engine it is damaged, the vehicle ammo rack it is damaged with the injured loader, this machine will take you forever to load and fire the gun. Now, how are you going to be using the Oni? This is a front-line heavy tank. Based upon the map and what is going on, you can do quite well whenever you are playing this machine as a very aggressive front-line heavy tank or as a support tank. Now, let's cover the consumables. A first aid kit would be a good idea, a repair kit, and a manual fire extinguisher. The 10 centimeter gun that I am using carries a lot of rounds, 100 rounds. So, most likely you will never ever run out of ammo in a match. The majority of the ammo that I would be using, it is AP and premium AP. HE is a good idea to have still on the machine. The regular AP, you can penetrate most target easily enough if you know where the weak spots are. The premium AP is the same as the regular AP, but with slightly better pen. That extra pen will come in handy whenever you are going up against heavily armored machines that you have a problem penetrating from the front. The premium AP will cost you 4,400 credits or 11 gold. HE, it's a good idea to have some, just in case if you have to use it. The equipment that I have mounted on the Oni, the super heavy spall liner, This gives me an extra 50% protection from ramming, explosion, and also it also reduces the chance of my crew members getting injured. That will come in handy, especially from the side, when enemies shoot at my side armor. Vents to improve the crew by 5%. The large caliber tank gun rammer to decrease the loading time. The other pieces of equipment that you can mount if you want to: wet ammo rack to reduce the chance of getting ammo rack. Having safe storage in this will reduce the chance of getting ammo rack even more. Toolbox to get your repairs done faster. If you want to decrease the aiming time by 10%, you can use the enhanced gun lane drive. Coated optics and binocular telescopes, they're not that good on this vehicle. Camo net is a waste because this is a big machine and it have a terrible camo rating. I have two replays to show you how well you can do in the Oni. Let's go to them now. This replay, I will show you how you can angle the Oni armor within the match and how much damage you can just block by ricocheting the enemy rounds when they fire at you. Also, I am using the howitzer here. The howitzer on this vehicle, it is not that bad nor good, but as long as you mainly fire HE rounds, you will be doing damage to whatever you hit. That damage will add up by the end of the match, so you can do a good amount of damage with the howitzer here. Now, hitting the target due to the howitzer accuracy is another matter altogether. Now I am in the city here. I am going to be using the building here to cover my right side. Due to the thin side armor, if I angle it a bit like I am here, there is a chance for the round to ricochet. Seeing the Korean Tiger on the map there, and the low, I straighten the front armor. So there is going to be a chance that their round will just ricochet. The low hit me, I think, or one of its allies behind it. I rushed the shot on the Korean Tiger there. A really Korean Ripper, but I like the name Korean Tiger. Due to the tiger pattern on the Korean Ripper it have. I am falling back, seeing the Oho is advancing. I keep an eye on the Korean Ripper there, and the Oho. I have some backup here, which is good. Just by how I am angling my armor right now, only showing them where the thickest part of the armor is, I have ricocheted a good amount of rounds up to this point when it comes to damage. That Oho fired. It ricocheted. I shot the Oho. Oh, it was the Jag Tiger that was shooting at me. I straightened up a bit in time for the Oho round to ricochet. This replay I did not that good nor bad. For the damage I did about 1,300 damage. That is not a lot, but the amount of damage that I blocked about 3,400 damage just by angling my armor. Let's go to the next replay now. This replay, I will be showing off the 10cm gun that they only have, and to show how well it can perform. Let's speed this replay up a bit. I am heading to the forest area to support the push in that area. I am going to be advancing up to this point to secure what territory we gained so far, where I'll shoot at what vehicles choose to peek over. That super Pershing there, I got a good shot at its side. I am only showing the super Pershing, the front of the vehicle only. So if it did shoot at me, it would most likely just ricochet. Seeing the two Cromwells, I fired at one of them without fully aiming in. As the team advances in the forest area, I keep an eye on the rest of the team in the 8-9 line. I missed that shot on the T-43. That shot ricocheted somehow against the T-43. And third time the charm to finish off the T-43. Seeing the T-34-85 going to be taken out soon enough, and the Tiger 1, I go into the direction where the Cromwells are. The one Cromwell there, I shot at it while it was moving backward. The rest of the team finished the other Cromwell off. That MT-25 is going to be dead in a moment there. I finished it in one shot. That KV-2. It's using the building as cover. If my if my teammate didn't finish the KV2 off, I would have had finished it off. Let's speed this up a bit. The IS-6 there, me and the team here, we will be focusing our effort to get rid of the IS-6 here. There is not much resistance left for the enemy team. The Black Prince, the ISs, EZ-8, and the Hellcat. That EZ-8 there, I shot at the turret there, took half of its hit points off, getting a high roll there. The IS-3 there, I tried to shoot at it, but it's using the terrain there. Fortunately, the rest of the teammates finished the IS-3 off. This replay I did, not that good nor bad. For the 3 kills that I did, I got 2000 damage done within this match. Let's go to the garage now to do a brief recap on the vehicle. Let's do a brief recap on the Oni. The machine itself, it is not that great nor bad. Due to the size of the machine, you are going to be an easy target to hit. Remember, your side armor, it is quite thin, so the modules and the crew members can be knocked out easily enough. Especially the loader, the ammo rack, the engine, and the tracks. The only if you do play to the vehicle's strengths and weaknesses, you can do quite well, especially if you are top tier. When you are not top tier, you can do quite well if you play accordingly to what is going on around you. This vehicle have terrible camo rating, so do not even try to hide this machine. Once you get used to the vehicle's strengths and weaknesses, this is a pretty good heavy tank, especially if you know how to angle the armor. I hope that you learn a thing or two about the Oni and how to use it properly. If you like this video, leave a like, a comment, and even follow my channel as well. Good luck on the battlefield, everyone.